Okay, Bruins, I see your angle. Losing the last game before the trade deadline so that nobody has any sort of qualms with you trading everybody. Bruins lose 3-2 to the Carolina Hurricanes. Welcome back down into the den, everybody. Holy. This game was one that nobody cared about. Carolina came to this game with a weird conundrum. They didn't have a lot of troubles within the standings. They're near the top of the Metro, and Boston as well, 7th in the Atlantic. Their prize trade piece, Mikko Rantanen, not doing much. I'm probably going to be doing a video grading every single trade that happened during the deadline. That is what I'm looking for in this trade deadline recap, which will probably be tomorrow. This wasn't really a showing that meant anything for either team. We know about where we're going to be. And I'm happy that Boston is finally taking the hint that, like, the season in essence, in terms of competition, is over. At this point, you can just go for a best draft pick. The trade deadline is weird because I hate Don Sweeney. But I also can't deny when he makes good moves. And if there's one thing that he is proficient at, other than getting on everybody's nerves, it's mastering the deadline. I already made a video on the Frederick trade, which is currently doing really well. You guys should check it out. And it's looking like he's making more moves. I'm gonna have a video on the Brageau trade coming up shortly after this. But the Bruins are they're not looking good, but they're looking in the right direction. And with this game being as one note as possible, I mean, what is there really to say? Korpisalo had a decent game that was sort of just hampered by the fact that the defense in front of him is absolutely garbage. I can't give too much anger towards Korpisalo. I can't give too much anger towards anybody on this team because it's a seller's market, and there might be players on this team right now, as I'm recording this, 8:35 in the morning, that are not here by 3 o'clock today. And I know that's the case for every single deadline, but considering how much of a seller's market this is, I would say that this is a team that you don't get attached to. I mean, if you haven't already set your expectations into the garbage, you should probably do that now. The only thing you should have expectations for is Sweeney at the deadline. Because honestly, he's yet to make a bad move in terms of trading. At least at the deadline in recent years. There's only one trade that I think that he got absolutely screwed on, and that was trading Danton Heinen for Nick Ritchie, and it was Nick Ritchie. But, like, the Rick Nash trade was fine. The Taylor Hall trade was an absolute steal, and getting Curtis Lazar in that was an underratedly good move from the Bruins. The Hampus Lindholm trade, fantastic, and it's looking really good for the Bruins, considering that the key piece that they gave up in that trade is now on the fringes in New York. Admittedly, all the trades that he made during at the deadline in 2023 were pretty good. Like, even if we didn't win that playoff series, and I know we hate to bring it up, but you also can't deny that Dmitry Orlov, Garnet Hathaway, and Tyler Bertuzzi did not make their impact on this team. To this day, I still hear Bruins fans saying that they want Bertuzzi back, and I completely understand that. And then last year, there weren't many big moves, but even for as much as I loathe his presence on the Bruins right now, Andrew Peeke wasn't that bad for the Bruins to start, and Pat Maroon, he was on IR because Minnesota decided to completely fuck with everybody. But he was still a fun contributor in the playoffs. Pat Maroon was made to wear to wear a spoke B. So with this deadline history in hand, and on top of that, just recently trading a declining bottom 9 talent and a bad PTO contract for a second and a fourth, and now also trading Justin Brageau, who seems to be plateauing, for a quality bottom 9 two-way forward, and Jacob Lauko back, even though Lauko is not that great. But we're gonna get into that trade later. Here. if you are to have expectations for this Bruins team, it is simply that Sweeney plays this deadline properly. And I know you don't want to put faith in Sweeney. This is something that I will vouch for him for. Trust him at the deadline. What else is there really to say after that? I mean, the news that Marchand was on the table sort of dominated this entire game. I feel like after that news broke, less than half an hour before puck drop, we all sort of collectively understood, okay, we don't need to care about this game. I mean, let's be real. You didn't care about this game. I didn't care about this game. We don't have to care about this game, because all that matters is what happens before 3 p.m. today. So, that is going to be it for me for right now. I will be back with you really soon with a trade breakdown for the Justin Brazeau trade to Minnesota, and I will see you guys when that drops. Take care.